you expecting to come out of OPEC?
I think it's the status quo, Maria. It's really difficult. And we have to keep in mind that when we speak of OPEC, the question is always couched as if OPEC is a single entity. And really, it's just a question of the swing producer, that is Saudi Arabia. Will Saudi Arabia sign off on a production cut? And given what we now know, it's very difficult to see Saudi going along with it. They've got three major concerns right now. First and foremost, according to the Wall Street Journal, the White House is intent on starting to lift the sanctions on Iran. So we don't even know what the impact of the introduction of pre-sanctioned Iranian oil coming to the market, what that means.
Right.
So that's your first concern. So Saudi is in the position of losing market share. Their second concern, of course, is Iran's growing hegemonic designs on the Middle East. So once again, it's the Sunni-Shia chasm that is really driving this. And essentially, look, if you're Saudi Arabia, you've got the Iranian influence in Syria to your north, and you've got Iranian interests supporting the rebels to your south. So you're being pinched. So again, you stand to lose. So not only are you going to lose market share, you're losing influence in your own backyard.
Really fascinating.
And third, most importantly, is economics, right? They're all competing. All of the growth in oil is coming out of Asia, but Asia is challenged right now. China, their industrial complex is producing readings that we haven't seen in 3 years. Japan is in its fifth recession since 2008. So along this backdrop, it's really difficult to see Saudi signing off on a cut.
Yeah, and then there's the U.S., which is weaker, Kevin.
Yeah, the U.S. is completely weak right now. I mean, it's really hard to imagine OPEC doing a cut, but what is it going to take for them to do a production cut? You have the other members like Venezuela in such pain. I mean, we know right now that producers here in the U.S., the most efficient ones are having a hard time making money at $40 a barrel. I could only imagine what's happening to Venezuela.
Yeah, you say Venezuela, and don't forget Russia and Brazil. Go ahead, Stephen.
Oh, absolutely. And here in the United States, and again, it comes back to a demand issue. I've maintained for the past 6 months that the United States manufacturing economy is in recession. So you're seeing a lot of demand destruction on that front. So even though we have record demand for crude oil in the United States, and this is because the margins, the refineries are doing quite well right now because the crack margins, the difference between gasoline, say, and crude oil are extremely wide. But even with that record demand that we're seeing, we're still not seeing any sort of impact, one, on supply, and then, of course, on price at this point. So, yes, for the North American producer, an efficient producer, 45 to 55, there's money to be made there. 40, 39, 38, everyone's challenged in that environment.